What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Report, an unexpected Scout Report, as today I bring you an anime review of Orange. You know, I said I wasn't going to review this series. I said I was just going to watch it for myself, enjoy it for myself, and leave it at that. But I was so blown away by it that I have to give you guys a first impression of it. And look, your boy is actually reviewing a romance anime, slice of life, the type of thing that I'm really just getting into recently. I'm recently, getting into these type of series, as I've always been a psychological shonen seinen type of guy, but now I'm getting broader, even broader into the manga verse and the anime verse, and reading things that I probably wouldn't have gave a chance before, because I don't know, it's just like maybe I just felt like it wouldn't be anything for me. Like, I've watched things recently such as Kids in a Slope. I've watched Eden of the East. Right now I'm watching Orange, Tokyo Magnitude, a whole bunch of things that are so very entertaining, and because it didn't have action in it, I didn't give it a chance, and that's on me. It's like I was cheating myself on excellent things just like this, and I can tell you that Orange is going to be very good just by the first episode. Crunchyroll pulled a fast one on us because it was a good treat, because it was supposed to come out tomorrow, but they hit us with episode 1 today. It's up right now, and we're still getting episode 2 tomorrow. So we got 2 episodes back to back, and they also did this recently with Real Life as well. Another fantastic drama slice of life type of series that they have, and they actually gave us all 13 of those episodes in one round. So if I decide to review that, it'll probably be a full series review, but we'll just have to see where it goes. But I'm enjoying that as well. But without further ado, let's get on to the review of Orange. And oh my god, first and foremost, let me say the music in this series is awesome. From the little piano notes to the opening to the ending, that just gives you the feels and the type of warmth that you're going to get from this series. And it's not just me. I mean, people all around the boards, all on websites, anime reviewers on YouTube, everybody is ranting and raving about this series. Young, old, boy, girl, everybody is saying that this series is phenomenal and it's what you need to watch, and it's in the contender for anime of the year. And I can see it. I can see it already with the things that we're going to get. And because it has time travel, the type of theory craft that we're going to get in this series. So what basically it's about a girl named Naho. And it starts off with her and a group of friends, and she's 26 years old, and they find a letter, or she has a letter back from when she was 16. And the whole point of this story with Orange is that the 26-year-old version of herself was able to send a letter back to her when she was 16 years old to give her a list of things that she should do differently. A lot of regrets, because one of their friends, when they got older, didn't make it. He died. The character died, and this person that died, his name is Kakeru, and she was also in love with him back when they were kids. And he dies when he's 17, and they're 16 right now, so he never made it to be grown. But something must have happened where she felt she could do some things differently that would affect the outcome of him being there. And of course, it probably had to hurt, because we don't know if she was in a relationship with him or not, for things to change. So she sends a letter back to her 16-year-old self. So there's a supernatural sci-fi element of it, for how this letter got back to begin with, giving her a list of regrets of things that she should do differently in her life to perhaps make a change. Because we all have regrets. If you're either gonna have some one day in your life, you probably have some already. It's just one of those things that happen. Everybody goes through that. Like, what if I took this job? What if I didn't take this job? What if I said this differently? What if I met this person instead of that person? What if I dated this person instead of that person? What if I didn't date this person? My life would probably be a whole bunch better. We've all been through it, and this is something that we can all relate to watching this series, as Naho just wants to make life better for her, for somebody that she really cares about. So she sent the letter back to her 16-year-old self, giving her very detailed steps about her life and the things that she has to do in order to make sure this happens. So as Naho is reading the letter, it is very detailed, to the point of telling her that she will be late for school. And she is late for school on the first day, as she is in her 2nd year. And in that first day is going to be the day as she meets Kakeru, the person that she has to care for, who will die ultimately in the future and won't be along with the rest of the friends. I mean, I can understand why she's kind of looking like, yeah, right, maybe someone's playing a prank on me. You wouldn't believe something like that at first. But when things start happening to a T, just like the letter says, to the point where it's saying she's going to be late the first day, to this student's going to enter your class, to this student's going to sit by you, the next order of business and one of the regrets is it tells her to not invite him to walk home with you guys on the first day of school. Of course, she ignores it, and Naho and her group of friends that we will grow to learn about, and I'm pretty sure we're going to grow to love just as much, they still meet Kakeru. They become fast friends with him and go home with him on that day from school. They become fast friends. However, when she gets to school the next day, Kakeru's not there. And he was absent for about 2 weeks. As it's kind of weird, as it did take a time jump. It didn't exactly explain how much time has passed, but he hasn't been back to school ever since they met up with him. And she feels, kind of bad about it. And she's starting to regret, or maybe she's starting to question the letter by saying, it told me to a T not to invite him to walk home with us. And now we haven't seen him again. So it's a little bit weird at what's going on. Now, I'm a little bit confused, though, because he does come back to school after the 2-week span. And, he catches up with everybody else, and they're talking like maybe he was there, but maybe he was avoiding her. We don't exactly know yet. Maybe that's one of those things. It felt like it was like a gap, or maybe something was skipped. But I'm reading that adaptation was done very well, so we're just going to have to take that as it is. This day turns out to be very important, as it is April 20th, and the note says that this is the day that she figures out that she's in love with Kakeru. And they get a little bit of time together. We find out that he was absent for a while, and he didn't join any type of clubs or anything because he's been gone for so long and he doesn't feel comfortable. However, we can see him longingly watching Sawa, who is another one of the friends, playing soccer. And the next order of business, or the next regret in the letter, is Naho telling herself that when she's asked to go up to bat in baseball because she plays softball, to actually go ahead and take the bat and play this time instead of refusing to. Because at this point, anything that she's asking to do is going to change some type of fate. So they get to the baseball game, and Naho is actually complaining that her feet hurt because she had the wrong type of shoes. Her shoes were too small, and she never bothered to replace it. And she brings this out while she was talking to Kakeru during their conversation when they were sitting on the bleachers. So they're playing this baseball game. Her team is down, but they could win if they get a run. So the friends come to Naho, and they basically say, come on, you play softball. You got to help us with this. Do us a solid, please. You're better than all of us. And she's reluctant about it at first, but she remembers that last time she didn't do something this letter said, things got a little bit weird. So she said, well, let me go ahead and try things this time, as she reads the letter and says that because she didn't play, her team lost. And the reason why she didn't want to play is because she didn't want to shoulder the type of responsibility of having everything on her shoulders. But then she put herself in her friend's shoes now, who would have to do the same thing if they were asking, and Naho was clearly better at doing it than she was. So this time she actually decides to take the bat and play this time instead of sitting out, and she knows what type of pitch is going to be because the letter remembers it and tells her what type of pitch is going to be. So the pitcher throws a ball, she actually hits the home run, knocks it over the gate out the park as everybody rejoices. They win. Sawa wins on the soccer team as well, and now we have Naho and Kakeru as they have a little heartwarming scene where she also didn't want to play because her foot was hurting. It was really nagging her really bad. But Kakeru came with a med kit and kind of nursed her foot a little bit and told her, you really need to switch those shoes out because it's going to hurt you in the long run. And he points out, and she also points out, that I'm not the type of person that makes a ruckus about anything. I'll just deal with it because I don't want to convenience anybody. But Kakeru kind of says, but at the same time, you have to do something. I mean, you just can't sit by and take all this burden and not sit aside and not do anything about it, especially like when it comes to your health. Go get some damn shoes. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's what Naho also says to him, that I noticed that you like soccer. You should go ahead and play soccer as well. And then, Sawa's on the team. He'll look out for you. So go ahead and play soccer. Don't hold back. Don't feel like you're being a burden, or don't be shy to do anything just like I'm doing. And you do the same thing and go play soccer. That's what you want to do. Don't be shy. Go do it. As he smiles back at her and says, you know what? I'm not going to do it this year, but I'll definitely play next year. And then that's when I was like, oh no, because he's gonna die when he's 17, so he's never gonna get the chance to play soccer. And the feels is hitting me already with this series, man. That's why I didn't want to bring this, because I didn't want to. I like stuff like this. I really do. I'm not afraid to admit it. And guys, watch romance. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, don't make it all that you watch. Watch romance. It'll help you in the long run, especially with understanding people and things like that. I love this series. I'm gushing. I love it. I'm admitting it. So anyway, like I said, he admits that he wants to play soccer, but he's going to play next year, but he's not going to get to next year because, you know, he's going to die. And this is where Naho decides to start taking the letter a little bit more seriously. And she wonders that since she changed one thing, I wonder if it's going to affect anything with her future self. As you know, as she's going through these regrets, will it make things different for her in life? As she begins to start to wonder about this. And we fast forward to her at age 26, where we actually see that she is with Sawa, and they actually have a kid. They have a kid that has the same orange hair, just like our main female character in this series. So that's where time travel comes in. That's where the feels come in once again, because when she gets older, she's gonna marry Sawa and have a kid, and she's probably happy in that life. But if she's going back and making the changes in her life to stop this friend from dying, and she was in love with this friend, what's gonna happen if they fall in love? I mean, probably when she wrote the letter, the intention was probably just to look out for him, to make sure that he doesn't die, because we meet some of the other characters, and I'm sure I'll know their names by the second episode. They're still around. Kakeru's the only person that's not. So maybe the intention is just to look after him, to make sure that he lives. But if she loved him, well, if she decides to act on being in love with him and they get together, then what's going to happen with Sawa and their kid in the future? I mean, the kid will never be born, and these are the type of things that's going to hit us as we start to unravel and learn these type of things. I mean, I like this series so much, I'm actually going to go get the manga. I'm going to go get it, going to Barnes & Noble to get it, not right now or tomorrow. So that's my first impressions on Orange. Opening and ending is nice. Music across the whole series is nice. The animation is nice. I just love this series. I mean, for the first episode, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I can't wait to watch episode 2 tomorrow, and I might even review episode 2 tomorrow. But I wanted to get this out there for you guys and tell you to definitely check it out and watch it. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as I bring you content for the summer, probably almost all week, probably about 4 or 5 days out of 7 out the week. I'm going to bring you a lot of content. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now to make it a lot easier for myself. Also, let me know what you guys think of Orange in the comments. And if you would like for me to continue, let me know if you like this review. I will keep going with it if you guys give me good reception on it. Or I might just review it anyway. We'll just have to see how things go with episode 2. But I'm interested in knowing what you guys think as well, because that's why we're here. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.